Mitchell Tenpenny, and the album is out now. It is called "This Is the Heavy." What's up, man? Good to see you.
Man,
Congrats!
Good to see y'all. Thank you.
As you get yourself another baby being born.
Absolutely, man. These are, I guess they are like our babies.
A bunch of babies this time.
Yeah, it's like it's being pregnant, and then like each song is a kid. So like
20 babies.
20 babies.
There's not enough formula, I don't think.
It's a world record. So do you have any kind of things that you do when days of like when the album comes out for like that week or so? Do you do like any kind of traditional thing?
This is just the second, so maybe if, when we get to 4 or 5, I'll kind of figure out what that is. But right now, I'm just, I hope and pray everyone loves it.
Who's the first person, when the album was completely done, who's the first person that you texted and said, dude, it's done?
My management, for sure. Kristen in there and Lee, I sent it to them. It was awesome. Honestly, Sony Records let me make this without hearing a song. And I don't take that for granted. I mean, I really appreciate that confidence they had in this. So I got to make an entire record, and they didn't hear it until it was done. So we had a listening party for them. We rented out a studio here in Nashville, and all the executives sit around. And I said, "Here's the record y'all paid for."
Oh my gosh,
how nerve-wracking.
That's crazy. You want to talk about nervous? That was the most nervous I've ever been about anything, and they loved it, man. And I'm super excited. And like I said, what an opportunity for them to that I had to take full advantage of. Like that doesn't happen a lot. They give me full confidence to do that.
How did they trust you like that?
I have no idea. I have no idea why people trust me to make music, but I'm very grateful for it.
There are people with like 5,000 number ones, and they've got a lot of hands in their in their business. The fact that they laid off and just let you do your thing,
unheard of.
It's cool.
I'll give Sony all the credit for that. I appreciate that.
Do you get like a PlayStation 5 out of this? Like,
I get nothing.
I mean, like when you got signed to Sony, did they go, okay, here you go, we're going to give you a retro vintage Walkman and a PlayStation?
No, they sent my butt on radio tour, man.
Oh, God. That's the worst. Radio people, we're not good.
But then I get to meet amazing people like y'all, so thank you.
Oh, nice cover.
The new album from Mitchell Tenpenny, it's called This Is the Heavy. It's available now as we'll talk and celebrate with Mitchell. More on the way coming up. Mitchell Tenpenny in the studio with us. You can find him on Instagram. It's what is M10
M10Penny.
Yeah, the number 10 Penny.
Right.
Penny.
Penny. And so you got a new. Is this new stuff you're going to play for us from?
Yeah, I'm happy. We got a new record coming out, and I'd love to play. One of those. I can play "Truth About You," which y'all been playing a lot. So thank you. Whatever you want, man.
Dude,
I don't know. You have 2 top 10 singles right now at the same time. How does that feel?
It feels amazing, man.
That's
to be
pretty
honest.
crazy.
It's pretty cool. Pretty cool.
We of course are partnering up with Pickle Jar. If you have the Pickle Jar app, you can tip. It's like being at a bar. And you can tip as Mitchell is playing, and you're going to donate the money. Where's it going to?
I'd like to take it to the Tenpenny Fund. It's one of my it's my charity. We started a few years back in honor of my dad that passed of cancer, and the Tenpenny Fund's very near and dear to my heart.
How does that work? Where's that money go to and all that?
Yeah, so I mean, we started this charity for the. There's tons of doctors, there's great drugs for cancer, but no one ever really attacks the mental side when you hear you got cancer. And so what we try to do and what we're, our goal is, 24/7 access care to be able to call somebody and talk to them. If you just want to, when you're being strong for your family, you just don't want to say anything, but you really want to get something out because we know stress grows cancer. We know that, you have to fight it with a mentality, and that's just as important and equally as important as the drugs and the doctors that are amazing. So if you can attack them from both sides, I've seen the most success rates from that. So we really focus on that part of it.
Have you ever read The Last Lecture?
I have not. I have not.
You should.
The Last Lecture?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
Basically a love letter to life from a guy who was dealing with cancer, and it just kind of ties into that. I think you would like the book.
Okay, I'll check it out for sure. I love that. Thank you.
So the money's going to go to that for the foundation and to help that with music. Let's do whatever you want. Let's do new stuff.
Do a new song? Is that cool? All right. So I got a new record out, and this song is called "Sleeping Alone." And I love this song because when you break up with somebody, sometimes, the only thing you think about is, you're cool if they start dating someone else a little bit or kind of go into parties with other people. But sometimes you want to know, are they sleeping alone? Or are they moving completely on from you? And so, yeah, the song's about that. It's in its own way. It's called Sleeping Alone.
Here's Mitchell Tenpenny.
I've been better for weeks. Been hanging out with the guys. Finally getting some sleep. Back to living my life. I just found a hair tie under your side of the bed, and here I go down a rabbit hole. I don't care if you're flirting, drinking with somebody at a party, but are you sleeping alone, wrapped in your sheets, having a smoke while you're watching TV with a light in the hole? Never turn off, dress on the floor, sweatpants on. And if I called you and you picked up, would I really wanna know? Are you sleeping alone? Are you sleeping alone? Yeah, I shouldn't feel bad, just trying to move on. Yeah, I took out a new girl, and then I took her home. The whole time I was with her, I was thinking about you, and if you're doing the same thing, 'cause it'd kill me if you ain't still sleeping alone, wrapped in your sheets, having a smoke while you're watching TV with a light in the hall. Never turn off, dress on the floor, sweatpants on. If I called you and you picked up, would I really wanna know? Are you sleeping alone? Are you sleeping alone? Yeah, are you sleeping alone? And I don't care if you're flirting, drinking with somebody at a party, but are you sleeping alone, wrapped in your sheets, having a smoke while you're watching TV with a light in the hall? Never turn off, dress on the floor, sweatpants on. And if I called you and you picked up, would I really wanna know? Are you sleeping alone?
Oh, man. So good.
Thank you, man.
That's the first time I remember. It was July. It was the end of July 2021. You played "Truth About You" here in the studio.
Yeah, man, almost a year ago.
That's kind of the same feeling I got just now from that. That is going to
thank
be,
you, man.
It's going to
Thank
be
you.
huge.
Some foreshadowing right there.
Thank
from
you, man.
Bubba.
I appreciate that.
Again, if you like that, you can make a donation on the Pickle Jar app. It's a free app. You can get that and make a donation, and it's going to go towards Mitchell's foundation to help with cancer, dealing with the mental part of cancer. So it's a different angle of it. All right, Mitchell Tenpenny is with us. We'll come back and talk more with him coming up next. Hang on. Mitchell Tenpenny in the studio with us. You can check him out online at on Instagram, which is the letter M and then 10 penny. So M Tenpenny.
All right, so this is heavy. What is that in reference to? Please tell me it's Back to the Future.
Yeah, sure. Well, I love Back to the Future. Sure, whatever you want it to be is what it is. But no, it's called "This Is the Heavy" for I kind of went back to, I used to be in pop punk bands, hardcore bands, so the production is a little heavier. We did drum heavy. Guitars are a little heavier. Lyrics are heavy. There's 20 songs on this record, so we try to really dive into 20 songs, man. We're going for it. It's been, a few years since we made a record, and in this day and time, I was like, 11 is just not enough for as long as it's been. So 20 songs, and, they're just what my life has been the last few years. So this is the heavy. It's a little, there's some heavy parts of it, and I hope everyone can find their song within the 20.
It's so funny because you really, for somebody who's been doing this as short as you've done it all. Like, you've got the heavy, you've got the sweet stuff, and then you've got the Christmas album. I mean, you've kind of done more at this stage in your career than most people have.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. I love Christmas music. we got to do that here as well. I appreciate that. I don't know. I just, in this day and time, the way we consume music, there's just, I say we're a Tinder swipe away to the next song.
Yep.
Left and right. And especially when you're making a record, I really want to make it a thing because records are losing their value. It's a single-driven world again, and it's really important to me to have a body of work and do that. And so, like, when it's been since Telling All My Secrets, my first record, almost 3 years, it's like I want 20 songs. I want it to be a collection that like you have to sit down to and be like, oh, there's another one. There's another one. I got to listen to it and hopefully find that. To me, I mean, that was my favorite part. Listening to music growing up was hearing the album, and I kind of want people to slow down for a second in this world and maybe for 2 seconds listen to a record. I don't care if you're mowing the grass, what you're doing, while you listen. I want to give you enough stuff to listen to at once.
The Tinder swipe mentality, do you think that changes the way you get into a song? Like, in other words,
oh yeah,
you back in the day, you would have that Hotel California 6-minute
Right.
intro. I mean, you don't see that much.
And that's the beauty of records. I think you can do that with a record. Sometimes you can have those songs are a little bit longer. When radio it needs to be 3 minutes or less, or where some for people's just attention span, it needs to catch you from the beginning. There's room for that, but that's why I still think the magic of a record is. I mean, we have an intro track on this record, so this record has an intro track, which I love. The intro track goes right into the next song, like transitions right into it, and
Old school.
yeah, and I love that. I think that's cool.
Like a Boston album.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I love that stuff, and I think that's a part of the art that's disappeared. So yeah, to your point, I think that is some of the credit to the records that we're allowed to do that, and we get to do that because if you're listening to the record, then you're listening to it. You've chosen to.
When you were growing up, what country artists did you really?
Brooks and Dunn was definitely my favorite country artist growing up. I loved Randy Travis's voice. We were talking about Tracy Lawrence earlier. Loved his voice. But Brooks and Dunn started it for me. I got to go to a concert early. See, and everybody says skinny jeans, whatever. No, Ronnie Dunn's been wearing black skinny jeans for a long, long time. A long time. I remember putting on some really tight jeans as a kid and running in the living room with my mom and being like, "Look, I'm Ronnie Dunn," and Kix Brooks, his energy and running around the stage. I absolutely adored Brooks and Dunn growing up.
Did you ever cover any of their stuff?
I've never really covered any of their stuff live. I mean, I love all their music. Red Dirt Road, for me, I mean, obviously, all their old stuff from their first number one to everything. I love, but Red Dirt Road really got me. That lick, that lick really got me into guitar as a kid. I just really wanted. I don't know. It's just such a cool lick, and that melody when he talks about the GTO in the back. I mean, that I just loved that song so much. Brooks and Dunn's awesome, man.
Ronnie did the "Wish I Still Smoked Cigarettes." Oh my! Have you ever heard that?
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
Oh my gosh.
So good.
Nobody can sing a sad song about your woman leaving like Ronnie Dunn.
I know.
I'm telling you. It's just like if your woman leaves you, go find some old Brooks and Dunn records. You can be okay.
Oh, he's, man,
Ronnie
it
will
just,
make you feel
I mean,
better.
he's the best voice in country music ever. And on that new record, he's got a song called "The Blade." I think Shamblin and Mark Beeson wrote that. What a song!
Yeah.
I mean, the way I've heard that song in rounds forever, but then when Ronnie Dunn sung it. I don't know what.
Sang did it.
Sang
He
did
singed
it.
it.
Um,
He singed it
what a-
real good.
what a
He
song,
singered
man.
it.
He singered it.
He
It was
really
amazing.
did. Dude, it's good to see you again. Mitchell Tenpenny. You can check him out on, like I said, Instagram, and get all his touring information and dates and all the information on the album as well. The one and only Mr. Mitchell Tenpenny.
Cheers, y'all. Thank you.
Hey, if you like that video, go ahead and subscribe and like and hit the bell and do all the stuff.
Blah, 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 blah.